We're just a few hours away from the premiere of Dragon Ball Super episode 123, and like they seem to do every week, the Dragon Ball Super Twitter page is releasing some very interesting preview shots, including one I want to talk about in detail that we have to discuss here before the episode airs in a few hours. I don't want to go into too much speculation because it's just going to be a few hours from when this video drops that you'll be able to see the episode on all the streaming sites. But I wanted to talk about some of these images. So on your screen right now, what you see is there's only 4 of them. It's a close-up shot of Goku. Not too much to talk about there. There's another shot here of Jiren looking like he's holding Goku up by his right hand, like he's almost going to choke slam him. And that's kind of a cool picture. I mean, I like it. Not too much information there. And then we have a shot of the 2 Zenos, I guess, being excited over where the fight's going. So again, nothing too major. But this 4th shot right here that you see on your screen is really interesting. Now, the entire community, everyone, we're talking about on all different platforms, all week, we've been talking about this Vegeta thing and what kind of power he's going to get. We know from the next episode preview, because Goku says himself that Vegeta figured out some way to surpass SS Blue. It's going to happen, we believe for certain, in episode 123 later tonight. But I want to talk about this with you guys, and I want to tell you what it's probably not going to be, unless some adverse writing changes have taken place and some really bad retcons. I can tell you that there's certain clues that have been given to us about what this may or may not be. We're going to talk about it here, but I'm not alone. Please welcome, for the first time ever on Geekdom 101 channel, the goddess of the RDBZ realm. You've heard her name before if you're a longtime subscriber. Please welcome Therese. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. And yes, she does sound like Jennifer Tilly. So
I don't even know who that is.
that's okay. Google it. So let's talk about this new this new Vegeta form, right? So we see Goku, we see Vegeta. Goku's obviously Kaioken. Vegeta's blue, but this is not the same blue that we have seen before in the anime or in the manga. The dude is sparkling. Now, obviously, when Goku does Ultra Instinct, it's not the same aura, but he's also sparkling. So, what is your just initial guess on what's going on here? Just initially.
Well, I think they gave us this image in particular because they're side by side, so you can say for sure that their colors are different, their eyes are different, their auras are different. So it's obviously something greater than Super Saiyan Blue that we're looking at here. I think that was the purpose of them showing this image. And the eyes, obviously, which is clear in that picture from the new ending, are very similar to Goku's Ultra Instinct eyes.
Yeah,
They're blue.
yeah, exactly. Goku's eyes, we've talked about this all week. I mean, all of us have. His eyes are, of course, silver, but he has like sort of a base form type of thing. And then we have Vegeta, whose eyes, they're not silver, but they're like a shiny blue with a black pupil. And we've never seen that before. And it's made very clear that this is like I mean, I don't want to bring up a Pokemon reference, but it does seem like Vegeta's the shiny Pokemon. I mean, he looks shiny, like legitimately like shiny in both the ending as well as in the new image that came out today. Now, let's talk a little bit about some of the theories going around just real quick, all right? Some think that Vegeta figured out a way to do like an Ultra Instinct hybrid with SS Blue. Now, that is a possibility. Others have said it's Super Saiyan Blue 2. I don't believe that's what it is, just because I feel like that's just really... With the way Toriyama and Toyotaro and the anime have been naming these things, I feel like the numbering system is gone. Does that make sense? Like, I think they're going to give it a different name if it's something else.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a little bit underwhelming at this point to just stack the numbers on top of the God transformations. So I kind of tend to agree with you. I mean, it's possible, I guess. We'll see what they call it, if they call it anything.
Do you remember when we first got the leak for Blue, like 2 years ago? People were calling it Super Saiyan God 2 for a little while?
No.
Okay, never mind.
I actually wasn't on the internet at that time.
You were not on the internet 2 years ago?
Well, not in the Dragon Ball fandom.
Or 3 years ago.
I was occupied elsewhere at that time, so I have no idea what was going on then.
Okay, well, that's what happened. But no, it was a thing that for a while before we got the name Super Saiyan got Super Saiyan, it was called Super Saiyan Blue 2. But that was a fan name. Now, one thing that I want to debunk with you here, and you've brought up a lot of evidence to me. You've made it easy because I wanted to go look through the manga, but you've kind of made it really simple. Is what's going on with Vegeta and how it's not full powered SS Blue or mastered SS Blue. For those who may have missed it, during the Future Trunks arc, and I'm going to show some images on your screen right now of the manga version. This is only in the manga, not in the anime. We find out that Goku was able to, and Vegeta, they were able to take the God Ki, the energy of Blue, and sort of, I guess, is it like suck it into themselves? Like, how would you describe it?
What they're supposed to do apparently is keep the key from leaking outside their body, which makes the aura disappear completely. And you see the aura fizzling out.
Yeah.
In both instances.
And Vegeta says, and I quote, finally he has completed Super Saiyan Blue. So I guess calling it like mastered or completed SS Blue is right. You know, their hair is still blue, but the energy's inside of them. And if, correct me if I'm wrong, but the way it's supposed to work is that you have the energy inside of you to kind of strengthen up your body. But if you do it for too long, because I remember they talked about this in the manga, I haven't read in a few months, it could end up having adverse effects on you, negative effects.
Well, yeah, on your stamina. If your key is leaking out, then you're losing it, and that's why it drains through their stamina so quickly. That's how it was explained. So if they can keep it all inside their body, then they can go at 100% for a longer time. But it's kind of like Kaioken in that it's hard on the body physically to keep the key trapped inside your body. So I don't guess Goku has quite perfected that yet, because he still had that weakness.
But it's also interesting because this is just a manga thing. However, and we're going to bring up one of the things you discovered here this morning. It's just a manga thing, just like Vegeta doing Red. Obviously, I do think Vegeta can do Red. I do believe that, just theoretically speaking. But we haven't seen him do it in the anime. Yeah, and this is all based on a line that we had mentioned in Dragon Ball Super episode 20, which is all the way back, like during the Resurrection F, like right in between Battle of the Gods and Resurrection F arc, where Whis talks about how the key to really, I guess is the key to kind of mastering God Ki, is to keep as much of it inside of you as possible. Could you elaborate on that?
Right. Well, that seems to have just been the beginning of the road, and that particular scene was not in the manga.
Yes, it's weird.
It was just in the anime. So either Toyotora was inspired by that, or that's something that came directly from Toriyama. And that's why he called it completed Super Saiyan Blue, because that's apparently what they've been trying to do from the beginning with that form.
Yeah, and yet the anime skips all that completely and just goes into Ultra Instinct.
Right.
But yeah, it's a concept that I thought was always interesting. Toyotaro took it and put it in the manga. But this new form that Vegeta appears to have, and I'm going to go ahead and just call it a new form. It may be, like, again, let's be real here. It might legitimately be a retcon of that, and this might be the new Mastered Blue. I don't think that's the case, though, and we're going to talk about that because from what we see, not just in the next episode preview, but in the image, there's definitely Vegeta's surrounded by energy. So this is...
Yeah, I mean, he's sparkling all over the place, so it's definitely a completely different thing than what you saw in the manga. So if they do go that route with it and try to call it completed Super Saiyan Blue, then it's just completely different than what was in the manga.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing about the image, like you said, is that you see Goku and Vegeta side by side, and there is a clear difference. I mean, Vegeta has particles everywhere. This is not the same thing. Goku's got smaller ones. This is not the same thing.
He's got the normal blue particles. Those have been there all along. Vegeta's got the sparkles.
So do you think this is, again, we're gonna find out tonight, but is this...
We're gonna speculate, huh?
Well, just for a little bit. I'm gonna put you on blast, I guess you can say. What do you think's going on? Just what's your best guess?
I really don't know what to say, but I do think they are trying to suggest some kind of connection to Ultra Instinct with those eyes.
Is it
Um,
attack mode?
and it's not just that. No, I don't think so, because when they teased at it in episode 122, when Vegeta looked like he was using it, he was dodging. So
Yeah.
I don't really think that's the route they're trying to go with it, to where there's, an attack part that Vegeta has. But that's just me. I mean,
No.
obviously a lot of people like that theory.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah.
didn't seem to be what they were trying to suggest in 122.
I mean,
Um,
I personally like the idea of different characters getting different forms that are exclusive to them. Like, Gohan has Ultimate, Kale has Berserk, Trunks has Rage, Vegeta could have whatever this is, and Goku could have Ultra Instinct. I'm personally fine with that, and the credits seem to kind of insinuate that. So you think this is some kind of like Vegeta tapping into a little bit of Migate no Goku? Again, we're just guessing. We're going to find out in a
I
few
mean,
hours.
yeah, it's possible. We did say that he appeared to be getting close to it, so that's something. Um, but then later on, he said that Goku could have it, and he didn't want to throw away his pride and blah blah blah, all that normal Vegeta stuff. So I don't know if they were trying to suggest that he's not even going to try to get it from this point on, and he's just going to do his own thing, or whether
And,
that
and,
was just a moment. Because Vegeta does have moments where he says things, and then he goes back on it, like "I'll never fight again"
Yeah,
after
right
Cell.
at the Cell Saga. Well, it's funny because the question then becomes: is this something that he's been hiding the entire time, which might actually piss me off, or is this something that he taps into because he came close to dying? Because Jiren rocked his freaking world in episode 122. I mean, we're gonna find out in a few hours. We're just kind of having a fun little discussion here Saturday morning. So, all right, Therese. Plug whatever you need to plug. The floor is yours to the world.
Oh, yeah, I guess come to RDBZ.
That's
That's
on
the only
Reddit.
thing I have to plug. That's
Okay.
right.
What
Yeah,
about your
Reddit.
Twitter?
Um, well, you already plugged it, didn't you?
I did plug it, but I'll leave a link down below. And thanks for coming on because I like
Well, thanks for
having.
having me. We've been talking about this for a while, and we've never done it.
No, now we're gonna do it. Yeah, and I like having new voices on anyway, especially people like you who know what they're talking about. So remember, this is the person who found that Super Saiyan God plot hole that I did a video about. But you know what? I will leave a link to that video at the end of this one. Check that out. There's a major plot hole in Dragon Ball Super, and
I didn't
Therese.
actually find it.
Yes, you
I
did.
just told you about it.
Well, you found it. You found it. It's like Christopher Columbus, right? Christopher Columbus discovered America, but how do you discover something that's already there? That's like if I go to the parking lot and discover your car. It doesn't make sense. But is that what you're saying?
I guess so.
All right. Well, either way. Thanks for being here, and let us know in the comments, folks. Just give us your guesses as to what you think this is. We're gonna know in a few hours, so this video will be, not, I don't want to say irrelevant, but the questions will be answered within the next 12 hours. So thank you, and we'll talk to y'all soon.